What's your experience been like with online hate?
I saw this comment once of a woman saying, like, you could literally drop dead on camera and people will tell you you're faking. And like, that really hit me. I think that's so true.
Hi everyone.
This is my friend Evie Meg, creator, artist and disability advocate.
Ooh, can you not do that, please?
Over the last few years, she's managed to grow her socials to over 18 million followers by spreading positivity and awareness around her disability. But despite only showing her day-to-day life, Evie has received a huge amount of hate online. So over the next few days, I'll be spending time with Evie to not only learn more about her journey, but to understand how navigating online hate has become part of her day-to-day. This is the story of Evie Meg.
Okay, that is terrifying. Do you not think that's terrifying?
I think it's from Room on the Broom. Yeah, it is. You know, the kids' book.
That's horrible.
There's the blue one. I was here when that one got brought in.
Evie, what's your official diagnosis?
I'll just do the main ones. So the main ones are autoimmune encephalitis, Lyme disease and Bartonella.
Despite growing up as a happy young girl, in Evie's early teens her health radically declined, developing tics, severe mental illness, uncontrollable daily seizures to being wheelchair bound for long periods of time. The start of this ride was not easy. However, Evie found comfort in spreading awareness online and sharing her journey.
I think one thing as well to not to forget is Evie has built an incredible platform. I think she's around 15 million followers on TikTok. That many people seeing her stuff is pretty scary. I think it would be a really interesting thing to talk about, to really understand what it's like having that many people see what you go through every day, but also have an opinion on it.
Before arriving, Evie had mentioned she felt a bit seisurey, but she gave us full permission for anything to be filmed.
Hi! Oh, Teddy! How are you? I'm good, thanks. We're already filming. Is that right?
Yeah.
Good morning. We're good? Hello, Sam. You okay? How is Evie? She alright?
She's got something going on, but it's hard to tell what it is until it happens.
Yeah, because she said she was feeling a bit funny.
Yeah,
Bless her.
either some sort of seizure or a dystonic thing, or God knows.
Do you feeling weird?
Yeah.
In what way?
I don't know. Just weird, like foggy.
Foggy. Hello, Teddy. Mad dog.
Having first met Evie 5 years ago, the thing that initially drew me to her content was the fact that she was so open about her disability in a very candid and light way.
Hello. I'm Max.
But this was the first time I was allowed into her space, where the curtains were fully pulled back.
Are we feeding the rabbits then?
Hey. Charlie's the most likely to let me get him. Hey, baby boy.
Evie, how's your Tourette's at the moment?
It's okay, yeah. I mean, anything to do with animals and my tics basically go away. Like when I was feeding her there, I don't have any tics. If I was to hold one of them as well, I just don't tic at all. I honestly do not think my mental health would be as good as it is without them.
Yeah. What's one of your most viewed videos? What number is it on? That might sound like a silly question, but or is that something you just don't look at?
No, it's pinned on my TikTok. You might have to get it up for me. It's a video that I did. We were out for a meal for my mum's birthday. Yeah, this one.
Oh my God.
68.1 million views and 12 million likes.
Oh my God. Right, okay, find the views and find it's a lot of likes, but there's 57,000 comments.
Yeah, that's my biggest one, ever. Yeah.
Fuck. I actually hadn't realised how high that is. How do you find it when, I was having a scroll and literally just saw it just then as well, but in the comments, I did realise that so many people were basically saying you should try this, you should do this. Does that not get old? People telling you or giving their advice when then they have no position of authority to be doing that?
It does, but I know it comes from the best place. There'll be really annoying ones where it's essential oils and sunlight and fresh air and stuff like that, which a neurologist actually said to me. And she told me to get more sunlight, get fresh air every day. I wouldn't have these attacks anymore. She wouldn't even call them seizures. She was like, you're not having seizures. Someone's playing with their bell.
Despite growing her platforms and trying to use them for good, virality can be a real double-edged sword. So I wanted to see how this hate affects Evie on a day-to-day.
Are we all good?
Sexy bitch.
Whilst doing the research, I did pull up a few of the comments and I wanted to kind of run through them with you because I think...
I've got some extras on mine as well.
Okay, great, we can compare.
Yeah, let's do that.
She's a fraud. I don't know about faking everything, but definitely over-exaggerating it for views, and that's just fucking disgusting.
There's another one that says put me in a muzzle, because it's a video of me ticking and they're like, put a muzzle on her.
Even the doctor said there's nothing wrong with her. She's emotionally ill, this is not a seizure, and I'm a neuro nurse retired.
Those are the ones that hit quite hard, people in the medical industry. Can I read out this one?
Yeah, go on.
Can't wait for the day you fake it so hard you get fatally injured.
Do they ever upset you? Do they ever get to you?
Yeah, actually, I feel like the ones where they literally just say, kill yourself, those ones hit kind of deep. So these are all, you can see 6 days ago, 3 days ago, like they're all really, really recent. And so there was a time where these were every single day, I was getting people tagging me to say this stuff to me personally so that they knew I would see it. It's like when people say to me, oh, just ignore them. It's like, okay, well, that's easy for you to say, but if you had people digging at you like this on a daily basis, you can't just brush it off. Like, we're human, we're not robots. This stuff does affect us.
Have you ever had any where like you've got one and you're like, that's like instantly really scared you, like giving you anxiety, you're like, oh my God, this is terrifying?
I didn't know about this. I actually walked around to my grandma's one day and I just saw a picture of me in the paper sitting on the sofa and I went, Grandma, what's this? And then the headline was like, is social media to blame for girls developing tics? And they'd put my picture right on the front of it.
You were like the face of the person to blame for people getting tics online.
Yeah, there was a medical professional, a neurologist. She started calling her patients Eevees because they were presenting with my tics. They were saying beans, they were bashing their chest. So she started calling them Eevees, which...
And not only is that horrible to you, it's also discrediting all of what they're going through as well, because they probably...
They were saying to them, have you been watching Eevee?
When a 15-year-old girl walks into my clinic shouting baked beans, my first question is, have you been watching this influencer? Because I know all of the names of the influencers, so it's important to recognise that social media does play a role and the scale of the problem is wide across the UK. And the problem being people developing tics.
Yeah.
And thinking that they're getting tics because they're watching you.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
God. That's fucked. That's the only way I could, that's literally, without any professionalism, right, that's fucked. That's
It is fucked.
Do you think that's affected you long term?
I mean, it's never going to leave my head.
How many tablets do you take a day?
Music bed.
I don't know. These are my morning ones. You can see some of them are supplements, which I also get a lot of hate for, by the way.
Oh,
fuck.
let's not get the dog eating the tablets. Eh?
The reality of being Evie is that every day can look completely different. And whilst filming, Evie felt what's called an aura, leading her to believe a seizure was coming, but it led into something else.
I don't know. What? How do you feel right now? Like,
I can feel it in my eyes.
what do you mean by feel it in your eyes? What can you feel?
Kind of like I'm looking at stuff from like further back. It's not making any sense, is it?
No, I don't know what that means.
The way I usually describe like feeling seizure is, it's like you've taken something. It's like you've been drugged, but you haven't. It's been a while since I've had a big one called a tonic-clonic.
Tonic-clonic.
They're like the big ones that you think of when you hear the word seizure. I've had some little like absences and some that have been a bit more than an absence, but not a big one.
Yeah.
But I'm like 2 months tonic-clonic free now, which is amazing.
I don't know, it might not be the best time to ask this question, but like, when you get this feeling, do you get scared?
It's weird when you feel seizure because you get this like feeling of doom.
What do you mean?
Just like your body and your brain is like something really bad's gonna happen.
What Evie was about to experience is called a dystonic attack, which she says feels like she's turned to stone or her bones are breaking.
When I watch this, when you post it, I will be able to tell, oh yeah, I have seizure activity going on, but like right now, like people around me can tell, but not me so much, that it like act different. Where's your leg? Whee! Are your legs? Oh, you're alright. I don't know.
It's a weird one to see in person. Like, I guess it's like that feeling of you're talking to someone who's just completely reactive, it's absolutely fine, like there's no issues, and it doesn't feel like there's an issue, and then all of a sudden she's locked in a certain position and basically can't move. It's also just not very nice to see when it's your mate. What happened?
It just comes on that quick. It just kind of starts with a little tremor and then it just takes off. I mean, they're almost easier to deal with than the seizures because she's conscious and she can tell me what she needs, whereas in the seizures, I've got no idea how she's feeling or how much pain she's in.
I guess the seizures may be harder to look at, I don't know, from your point of view, harder to see as well, or is it more?
It's all hard to look at, to be honest. But yeah, seeing her out of it in the seizures is awful, especially really bad ones where she can't blink and she can't swallow and her eyes are just stuck open. They're awful. But at least these ones she can kind of communicate.
They're more painful.
These are painful, yeah.
Yeah.
The full body ones are pretty painful, aren't they? And I guess in the seizures you're out of it, so you don't feel that.
Yeah. Do you want us to put some tunes on?
You get demonetised when you...
Oh yeah, we can put some royalty-free music on if you want.
You're such a dick.
Does it hurt your hands when you're like this?
In the moment, I don't usually feel it because there's like, it's like there's so much power behind it. My feet are a bit sore though. My ankle looks broken.
I actually didn't even notice your feet.
Can we stop filming for a
Yeah.
second?
Despite the fact that Eevee has to live through this every single day, there is a huge amount of people online that believe she's faking it.
What do they think you're faking?
Everything. For people to see that and genuinely believe that I'm putting that on for whatever reason is a bit soul crushing, I think. There was someone I remember fairly recently who said on Facebook's a really bad place for hate. And they were like, oh, this girl's made up having a brain aneurysm, a stroke, cancer, what's next? And I was like, when have I ever said any of those things?
Why do you think people don't believe you then? That's what I don't get. What would be the benefit of you faking these things?
I don't know. People don't even believe the pictures of me in hospital. The ones that get me as well are when they bring my mum into it, my family. So like this one here says, why are you even here? It looks like you cause more stress than happiness to your family. What about the stress, worry, heartache you cause them? A life they could have enjoyed instead of looking after you 24/7.
That's horrible.
Those ones I think are quite bad because these, it's like they've read my mind. These are thoughts I've had in the past, as you would.
Yeah.
Like, you're someone's child and you're really sick. Of course you think about how it affects them and how life could be different for them.
I think with online hate, it's basically a free-for-all, especially on places like TikTok. The way that they allow people to just be seen by such vast amount of people and have no real control over the comments and what is said about them. Obviously you can turn comments off, but it's a little bit screwed up. Like the fact that how old were you when you started going like blowing up on TikTok?
17.
So 17 years old, already getting hate comments. It's like 17, that's like a crucial part of your life where you're growing, learning, understanding the world, and you're still going to be affected by them all the time because people are literally saying horrible things about you.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting, some of the stuff that I get.
Something to bear in mind is that what Eevee goes through every day isn't just physical.
So like if I show you my entries just kind of changed to this. I started experiencing derealization disorder. I've done a whole nother video on that.
Derealization disorder is a dissociative disorder in which Eevee's case made her believe that the world around her wasn't real. And having journaled during her teens, I wanted to see how this was reflected in her writing.
When I read it now, I'm like, this just screams Lyme disease and brain inflammation. It's literally screaming it, and no one ever caught it.
In what way did it control your life? Like, what were the main things that were difficult about it?
Every single aspect. Waking up, it was like, am I still asleep? 31st of January 2018. How can no one else see how fake this all is? Everyone is stupid. No one understands at all. I'm definitely not going to make it to my 18th. It's too hard here. Who wants to hang around a fake place anyway?
And how old were you then?
17. My encephalitis and Lyme disease, which was not anywhere near diagnosed at this point, I wasn't on any treatment, it made me quite a bad flight risk. I knew that I was real, but I didn't think anything else was. And I was actually in college when it happened. I don't really fully know what happened. I know that some strangers found me on the floor and took me back to their house, and then the police were on the phone. But because I thought that this entire world was fake, I thought, well, surely there's a gateway to the real one. So I literally took off into the woods looking for some kind of portal. Didn't find it.
But that's the thing, like, it's nonsensical because it is a mental illness. Like,
It's a disease.
Yeah,
it takes over your brain completely.
When Evie was almost like in that derealization phase, what was it like for you at that time?
I felt like I couldn't reach her. She would look at me and say, "You're not my mum. I don't know who you are. You're a stranger. None of this is real." She was just looking for a way out all the time. Terrified of the boys, you know. They would come down the stairs and she would sit on the sofa and be looking around saying, "Who is that?" I said, "It's your brother." No.
I had no fucking clue what was happening to me. I genuinely just was convinced that I was going completely insane.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. Her brain was so inflamed, so messed up. She wasn't here, really.
Yeah.
She was just a sort of... It was just about keeping her safe then. I couldn't really do much else.
Oh, look. Monday, 3rd of July. So now I have seizures as well. Isn't that great? Oh, watch your head.
So now I have seizures as well. Isn't that great? It's just like, oh, brilliant.
Just pile something else on.
Oh my God. That is the most majestic bird I've ever seen in my life.
Despite there being a lot of negativity that's come from social media, there's also been some amazing positives. Not only is it her full-time job and a way to fundraise money to get treatment, Eevee also got the right diagnosis because of a TikTok comment, and is now on a mission to make sure people get the right diagnosis.
So what's next for you then?
They've told me I might not get to like full remission, like because it's been a decade and it was untreated for about 8 years, but if I can get to a point where I'm just so steady, my legs are good, dystonia's gone, seizures are gone, and I can get my own place, I can learn to drive, stuff that my illness has kind of robbed me of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll get there, I'm sure.
If you were put face to face with someone who thinks you're faking it, what would you say to them?
I'd say let's hang out for the day. You can see it. I didn't even know that I'd written this actually. So basically the last proper entry in here is from 23rd of November 2018.
Right.
And then suddenly it jumps to 29th of July 2023. I do not remember writing this at all, but I think it's... I can maybe read some of it out. Ready? Okay, 29th of July 2023. Hi Eevee. You were so sad, totally broken, and I'm so sorry you had to go through that. It was the worst time of our life, wasn't it? I'm so glad you didn't give up and that your attempts didn't work. I know at the time you were so upset about that, but trust me, it's amazing that it didn't. You would have missed so much. Naomi is grown up and taller than you. New friends which are the best you've ever had. We have answers now, Eevee, answers that explain everything in this book. All your suffering, it had a reason. Your brain was inflamed the whole time. I'm sorry it wasn't found earlier, it really should have been. But now we know, and we're even on treatment now. In some ways we are so much better. Not recovered yet, not even close, but we will get there and I will do it for you. The you that wanted to be dead, the you that was gone for a while, the you that was at breaking point and then some. We are on our way, Eevee, it gets better. And that's the last thing I wrote in here. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Oh man.
What's one thing you want people to take away from this documentary?
Can't let them take stuff away from you. Like, they can say stuff easily because they're just hiding behind a screen. You're probably never ever going to meet them. So it's so easy for them. If you then say, oh no, this is too much, I'm quitting, like, you're just giving them what they want. You're letting them win. You can't do that.